I'm Jonathan. I have been working at Clore Leadership for 2 weeks and 2 days, which I believe is 2 days longer than Bhavini over there. I also have 2 children at home who are not at school. So between my wife and I, we are balancing doing home working, homeschooling, and trying not to tear our hair out.
Hey, I'm Bhavini. I'm the programs coordinator for learning and courses. This is week 2 for me. I started on Wednesday, the 23rd, I think. So just 2 days short of Jonathan.
So what we thought we would do with this video is to try and give a sort of first-person account of what it's like to start a job in these circumstances, given that we're probably not the only ones. I know of a few others, and that Clore is doing a lot of thinking about what is required of people in this sort of circumstance, what's required obviously of leaders, but actually of everybody.
How was it for you, day one?
It was a very odd experience. So Hilary, who's our director, was very good about saying, please don't try and work ahead of time, which would be the easiest thing to do, especially when everybody's working from home anyway. So actually, I sort of was quite good about trying hard not to do that. I actually had a week between jobs. I was at the Philharmonic Orchestra before this, so I was in a very sort of active, busy, smallish organisation, working very closely with lots of colleagues. So I'd had a week off between where I'd intended fully to sort of relax and be quite quiet, and ended up being anything other than that. As the school that week the schools were stopping. Anyway, so all in all, it got to Monday morning. I didn't really know what to expect. Partly because I didn't even have a computer. So that was an interesting challenge. I do have one, but it wasn't really enabling me to actually access any of the information I needed. So one of my first challenges was to try and work out how to get to Battersea, pick up a machine, and how to do that in a safe way, which I did. But it was very, very odd. How about you, Bav?
I had a chat with Kate, who's the head of programs, the week before on the Friday from our homes, and she was also in the same way that Hilary was to Jonathan. No, to try just to like chill out and not to think about it until day one, which was really reassuring. And also, I think what was stressed was just not to put any pressure on myself to be the best that I can be. You feel this immense pressure when you start a new job to be the best you can be and be ahead of the game. And you start a new job, you already aren't ahead of the game, and to be in an environment that you're not used to is the kind of second hit to your confidence. So it was
that's spot on. Yeah. And actually that thing about being told that you just do as well as you can rather than being, you know, excellent all the time, is massive, and being told it regularly so that you get into day 3, which is typically in a new job where you might start going, oh, okay, I think I know what I'm doing now, or at least think I know what I should be doing. And being told on that day that it's okay, you know, this is weird. I can't tell you how reassuring that was for me. It sounds like it was for you as well.
There is an element of kindness we need to have to ourselves to just, what am I trying to say here? Just not think of ourselves as less important or not as good, basically, not as well resourced and not as ready for the job as we may have been if we were in a different situation, and just accept that we are in a crisis and we do need to acknowledge that our situation is really different.
So the issue I find is that when I'm not working, I'm still doing something that is hard work, because it's children and they have their own needs and pressures, especially at the moment when, you know, they can't see their friends, they can't go out. And so the self-kindness aspect there is hard to remember. It's quite hard to remind yourself that this is unprecedented, that of course there's going to be emotion that you're struggling to deal with. Like, I find myself getting really frustrated with the children because, you know, they're clearly themselves, you know, in position. They don't know emotionally. They're not emotionally equipped to know how to deal with that. So sometimes as a parent, that need to cut yourself slack, because if you don't, then you don't cut your kids slack either, and then everybody gets really really angry. And just understanding that sometimes you're just going to have to do the best you can and then leave it there.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be a perfect parent, and we're not going to be perfect workers in this environment.
So we're sending out a guide about having new staff on the team, and it will include tips from us who have come into the job, as well as the people that have had to induct us and manage us through this time. So it's a really well-rounded guide, and if anyone has any thoughts to add, like, please tweet us or whatever, and just get in touch and keep the conversation going, because it's a resource as much as it is a moment for us to connect.
Yeah. Should we do a screen high five?
Yes, there we go.
Which side are you on?
Oh no, I'm on this side. Wait. Oh, it's the opposite. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Do it like this.
Okay, we did it. That went really well. Well, thanks so much, Jonathan.
All right.
All right.
Pleasure. Nice to chat. Thank you. Can you say goodbye to Bav?